Welcome to Module 2 of the Monitoring and Evaluation Community Leadership Institute course. Now that you've had an introduction to M&E, let's talk about deciding what to monitor and evaluate. In order to decide what you will monitor and evaluate, it's best to start with a design framework for your project to serve as the backbone for your activities and the M&E plan. This module will help you think through the steps of designing your program and how you will monitor and evaluate it at the same time. We will learn how to identify a theory of change and look at a logical framework, a tool that can help you put together the pieces of your program, overarching goals, and think about M&E at the same time. The first step is to develop a theory of change, an outline of your assumptions about how you think change will happen within any particular context, and specifically in relation to your program intervention. A theory of change maps out which actors have to do what activities or actions in order to achieve and sustain a vision of success, and it identifies the major links between these groups and activities. Often theories of change and development hypotheses use the if-then formula, where the if part of the sentence talks about inputs or activities, and the then part of the sentence outlines the end result that occurs because of the inputs. For example, thinking about the same project from your Module 1 homework, the theory of change might read, if youth have healthy and supportive environments, and parents and other caring adults have increased knowledge on the rights of young people in sexual and gender-based violence, or SGBV, HIV, and AIDS in Zimbabwe, and these groups have access to resources to support services, then these groups will be equipped to fight SGBV, HIV, and AIDS. Some other examples might look like this. If media strengthens its ability to produce independent, fact-based reporting, then citizens can make more informed choices about issues that affect their daily lives. Another example would be if teachers and school administrators strengthen their curriculum development skills, then students will have access to better education. You can check out the slide deck in the resources for this module on theory of change. It gives a lot of concrete examples about what a theory of change is and how to craft one. Once you have your theory of change, a tool to help you map the steps you will take to get to your end result and design your program is the logical framework, or LOGFRAME for short. Different donors use different tools, logical frameworks versus results frameworks, but they are similar and essentially get at the same thing, logically thinking through your program step by step to find out how you will achieve your project goals. Results frameworks are more focused on results, while log frames are most useful in the early stages of program design. You can create your log frame with your whole team and other stakeholders as a good way to get their input into program design as well. There are a few key components of a log frame. These components should all link together logically to help you build a program that is effective. The first component is the goal. This is the then statement in your theory of change. The overall project or program goal, the broader issue that the project seeks to contribute to. Start building your log frame by thinking about this big overarching goal and working your way down to the specifics. As an example, the sample project from Module 1 would have a goal of equipping parents, caring adults, and youth to fight against SGBV, HIV, and AIDS in Zimbabwe. The next component is the purpose, or outcome. The project's central purpose is a more specific result that the intervention or project seeks to achieve in support of the above goal. Your project might have several outcomes or purposes, but one overall goal. So some outcomes from the example would be 1, increasing knowledge and skills of parents and other adults in SGBV, HIV, and AIDS management. 2, increasing access to psychosocial support services for groups affected by SGBV, HIV, and AIDS. The next component is a project output. These are observable, measurable changes, and tangible products or services that will be delivered by the intervention or project, which serve to achieve the goal and purposes. In the example, some outputs would be 1, 30 parents and other adults trained as community-based trainers on the rights of youth in SGBV, HIV, and AIDS. And 2, 450 parents and other caring adults increase their knowledge on the rights of youth in SGBV, HIV, and AIDS. The next component of a log frame are activities, the main tasks that need to be completed in order for the output to be achieved. In the example, it's clear that there will be several training activities to create a group of community-based trainers, and they in turn will train others in the community. The final component of the log frame are assumptions. These are any assumptions about the context or contributions to the program that are not listed in other sections. In the example, some assumptions that might be there are that the community-based trainers are willing to take on this kind of work. Now take some time to review the resources and complete the activity below. When you're finished, move on to Module 3.